Yeah, I think it's about how do you encourage the men you work with to find that courage?
To be vulnerable.
To land in that vulnerability, to reach out to you, even to just say, hey, Joel, I need some help right now. Even just that first step is so challenging, I think, for men who come from certain backgrounds and do certain kinds of work.
Well, so on my end, it's to piss them off. I need to start, I have to continue to like trigger them on social media and do things to annoy them and call them out on their bullshit, because I was living in that bullshit too, where that I'm perfect, nothing is wrong. And when my wife told me, she's like, Joel, you need help. This was a serious conversation. And I looked at her, I was like, I don't need help. I've done everything, man. Like, I've done all the coaching. I've hired people. I've read Dan Siegel and all the books of how to parent, how to be the best dad. Like, there's nothing else I can do, man. Like, there really isn't. Like, you're the problem, the kids are the problem. Like, I've figured out, like, that's the only thing that could be possible, because I've worked everything that I could do. But I humbled myself, I guess. Actually, I did not humble myself. I take that back. I said, sure, I'm going to do it, because she was pissed. And she wouldn't let it go. She would not let it go. And I'm like, no problem. I will hire another coach to prove to you. I didn't tell her this. To prove to you, to spite you, to show you that actually I'm right, you're wrong. And this coach is probably going to tell me that's true. But that didn't happen. And I found out, oh, actually I had more work to do. Oh, I actually had more growth to do. Actually, I wasn't showing up. I wasn't being the leader of my house. So for really, I think it's just they're going to have to be in enough of a pain point to be motivated to really want to fix this. But when you think about it, again, we talked about some heavy things in the beginning. When you think about it, I come from California. In California, the average divorce has got to be at least $15K, and that's a cheap divorce. So, gentlemen, do you want to come do some coaching and work on yourself, a little self-development? I promise I'm not going to charge you $15K. There's money, right, to be involved. So that's one, like, use the logical brain. But then what about just the legacy, man? Like, what you're going to leave. I think about that daily now, is like, if I don't show up daily and how I show up, then how are my two boys, 9 and 6, going to learn how to treat a woman and their future spouse? How are they going to learn how to be if I don't show up daily? They're going to treat their spouse that way. They're going to lead the next generation of men from my legacy based on how I'm showing up. So that's a big piece to it. And I think really understanding death is the whole idea of memento mori everyone talks about, but like death is here. And you got to remember that.